Your brain has two completely different operating systems, and almost nobody teaches you when to switch between them. One of them is responsible for every flash of genius you've ever had, and most people accidentally shut it off all day long without realizing it. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to flip between them on command. Let's get into it. Here's something strange. In 2001, a neuroscientist named Marcus Raichle was studying brains in scanners, and he kept noticing a problem. Every time he asked a person to actually do a task, solve a math problem, read a sentence, certain parts of the brain would light up. That made sense. But the second the task ended, when the person was just lying there doing nothing, a whole different network would suddenly switch on and start blazing with activity. The brain wasn't resting. It was doing something. Something it would only do when you stopped concentrating. He called it the default mode network. And understanding it changes everything about how you think. So here are your two modes. The first one is what most people think of as focus. Scientists call it the task-positive network, but you can just think of it as focused mode. This is the mode you're in when you're locked onto something specific, answering an email, following a recipe, doing the work. It's narrow, it's sharp, and it's deliberate. When you're in focused mode, your brain is like a spotlight, intense but pointed at one small spot. The second mode is the default mode network, and this is the one nobody tells you about. This is diffuse mode, the state your brain drops into when you're not aiming at anything. When you're in the shower, walking with no destination, staring out a train window. In this mode, your spotlight turns into a floodlight. Instead of one bright point, you get a dim glow spread across everything at once. And here's the magic: in diffuse mode, distant ideas that never touch each other during focused work suddenly get connected. The random memory, the half-forgotten fact, the problem you gave up on yesterday, they drift toward each other and click. This is why your best ideas almost never come at your desk. They come in the shower. They come on the walk. They come the moment you stop trying. That's not a coincidence or a quirk of personality. That is literally a different brain network coming online, one that can only run when the focused network goes quiet. Now here's the part the productivity world gets dangerously wrong. We worship focused mode. We treat every minute of unfocused time as wasted. We fill every gap with a phone, a podcast, a notification. And in doing that, we have accidentally starved ourselves of the exact state where insight is born. You cannot floodlight and spotlight at the same time. The second you pick up your phone in line at the store, you've yanked your brain out of the one mode that solves your hardest problems for free, while you do nothing. Think about how the greatest minds actually worked. Darwin had a path behind his house he called the Sandwalk, his thinking path. He'd walk it in loops, alone, no agenda. Einstein played the violin when he hit a wall on physics and said some of his best ideas arrived mid-melody. These weren't breaks from the work. The walking was the work. The violin was the work. They had stumbled onto something science would only confirm a century later, that you have to leave a problem to let the other network solve it. So how do you actually use this? 3 rules. First, do the hard, focused work first. You have to load the problem in. Diffuse mode can't connect ideas you never put in your head. So you grind, you struggle, you concentrate hard, even if you get nowhere. That struggle isn't failure. You're loading the gun. Second, then deliberately walk away. And this is the part that feels insane. You stop right when it's getting hard. You go for a walk with no phone. You wash dishes. You let your mind wander on purpose. Your brain keeps working on it in the background in diffuse mode with no conscious effort from you. Third, and this is the one almost everyone breaks, protect your empty moments. Stop filling every single gap with input. The waiting in line, the walk to your car, the few minutes before sleep, those aren't dead time. That's when your floodlight does its quietest, most important work. Every time you reach for your phone in those moments, you're interrupting a problem-solving session you didn't even know was running. The highest performers aren't the ones who focus the hardest. They're the ones who know how to switch. They go all in on focus, then they fully let go, and they trust that letting go is where the breakthrough actually happens. They're not lazy in their downtime. They're strategic about it. Your brain was built with 2 modes for a reason. Most people live their whole lives stuck in one, wondering why the answers never come. Now you know better. So here's the question I want you to sit with. How many of your best ideas have been quietly waiting for you on the other side of a moment you filled with noise?